Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Many of you may have known that back in January of this year, I got to go to Imaging USA to present several different topics during the course of the event for photographers to help them grow their businesses. One of those discussions was about building a six-figure business, and I basically highlight the simplicity of doing that and achieving a six-figure annual salary in your business. And this video actually found the video that they had recorded of it, so that's what we're going to watch next. It's about 30 minutes, and I hope it's full of information. If you have any questions, leave comments below. I look forward to answering them for you. So check out the video.
I'm very impressed. Very impressed. And that's hard to do for me. It's very hard to impress me. Whew. We just need a few more people who want to make six figures this year.
I think once you start talking, they'll get excited about it.
I hope so.
And everybody, if you haven't figured out already, the Deacon James is right here, hyping everybody up to talk about how you can do exactly this, building that six-figure photography business. So Deacon, why don't you just take it away for us, huh?
Thank you, sir. Good morning, or actually technically afternoon as of right now. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. As you can guess, I'm Deacon James, or DJ, and I'm going to be discussing building a six-figure photography business. Now, I know it says Boudoir. I know it says that, but this applies to any business you're doing. Portraits, weddings, anything. You can use these steps to generate six-figure income fairly simply. So, show of hands, who wants to make six figures next year? Okay. If you didn't raise your hands, I figured you don't want to make six figures. That's just, kind of the thing. 7, that's doable. Once you do, look, the hardest thing is your first 6. Once you do your first 6, 7 is just right around the corner. It can be done. I've been doing it for years, so it can be done. But first of all, a little bit about me. I'm a guinea pig daddy. These two knuckleheads, this is Piggy Smalls, or Shadow, and Rocket. Those are, I was told yesterday I needed to put them in here because I mentioned it. Live in Las Vegas. All this other stuff. Duke, law school, irrelevant. Shot campaigns for cosmetic and fashion brands. 7-figure boudoir photography business in 2012. That's the thing, right? Say that kind of puts me in a unique position to teach other people how to do that. Yeah. And also publish a magazine, a car magazine. Girls and cars, right? Two things that go together. One of the first steps, of course, to developing or being on your way to a six-figure business is developing your portfolio. You have to build a very strong portfolio. Ooh, that wasn't supposed to come up yet. Post your best images and only post your specialty. What I see a lot of people do, the mistake, is they will literally post a variety of things, right? They're going to post weddings, photos they've taken, boudoir photos they've taken, family portraits, pets, infants, all that. What that does is that confuses people as to what your purpose is. Audiences come, your people come, and they look and they go, well, what do you specialize in? What is the thing that you actually do the best, right? Specialists make more money. When you go to your general doctor, right, you pay whatever you got to pay your general doctor. But who makes more money? Your general practitioner or the guy he refers you to that's a specialist? Specialist makes way more money because they are presumptively a master of their thing. Yes, a podiatrist can tell you about your heart. You can do that, but he's not going to. He's going to send you to a cardiologist. Again, another specialty. So we have to specialize. And it comes down to niching down. You got to figure out what you want to be. You don't really want to be the slash photographer, as I call them. You're a wedding slash boudoir slash portrait slash. That's just too much. And you're constantly having to retool what you do, right? If this week you're doing a boudoir session and tomorrow you got to go do a wedding. That's just too much gear shifting. So figure out 1, maybe 2 things that you're going to be absolutely the best in your market at. Love there. There's that. That's what I was trying to get to. So your images are definitely what the client wants to get. One of the things I do see, and I spend a lot of time in Facebook groups watching and annoying people. And one of the things that I see a lot of is people talking about how they change their editing style based on the mood, right? That's a mistake. That's going to cost you money every single time. People come and they want to pay for consistency. How many people have been to McDonald's? How many people have been to McDonald's in more than one place? Like you've traveled somewhere and you've gone to McDonald's and right? Right. Does a Big Mac taste any different in Kansas City than it does in Los Angeles? Same thing, right? That's why you go to McDonald's, because you at least know in an area you're unfamiliar with, you have an expectation of what the Big Mac's going to be like, right? Same thing with photography. It's a psychological thing. We like consistency. So if I go to your profiles or I go to your websites and I see all these different looks, well, which one am I getting? When my clients come to my site, they know they're getting this. When they come to shoot, they know they're getting this every time, without fail. I don't care what environment we're in, they're getting that, and they know it. And that's what they pay for. You have to know your client. Most vital thing to do. Who are they? How old are they? What do they do for a living? What's their income? Spending habits? You got to know them better than they know themselves. These are the things. I create a dossier of several different clients. And let me tell you something, retail big box establishments, Best Buy and these places that we go to, they actually have dossier profiles on their clients, their customers. They have the guy who comes in the door, he knows what he wants, he's a leader, he wants to be on top of the newest tech, and they call him a Barry. We need to do that as well. You need to know your client. Because you're going to market, right? Everybody's going to market to people, right? That's who we're normally... First of all, how many boudoir shooters do I have here? Okay, wow. It's just so few. And like some people like shy, like, oh, should I admit to being a boudoir shooter? Like, and how many portraits or other types of things? Okay. So, but you market to people, right? What people are you marketing to? You got to know. Right. That's right. We here. You market to people with money, right? But you got to know, who are those people? Is the person that works at McDonald's, or is this going to be consistent with what you're going to charge? Probably not, unless you're like a budget photographer. And we're not trying to be that, because that doesn't get us to where we want. We all want 6 figures, right? Minimum, right? Budget photography doesn't get us there, or at least not without an insane amount of work. I'm lazy. I'm not trying to work. I try to do the least amount of work that I possibly can to get the maximum amount of result. And anybody will tell you that, because I am lazy. So I had to figure out, what can I do to get the most money for the least amount of work? You also have to know your numbers. You got to know your monthly earnings. How many shoots are you doing? How much are you making from your shoots? How much are you making from your product sales? Finance sales, if you offer financing, how much money do you have out on your finance sales? And how much business do you need to earn each month to support yourself? And you got to know the average sale per client and the average sale per client that you want. Without that, guys, you can't get anywhere. It's like getting in the car, you're trying to go from New York to LA, but you don't have a map. How are you going to get there? So you got to know your numbers. You got to know, that's a vital thing for you to know. How much you need to make each shoot in order to get where you want to get. The next important thing is your pricing. Too many people are charging too little. Too little. I saw somebody the other day talking about they do weddings for $500. Like, are you psycho? Like, $500? You're in this to get paid. Right? Yeah, we want to create art. You can tell me all, I want to create art. I love art. Yeah, it's great. We all love art. But you know what most artists do? Starve. Right? Most of them starve. Picasso, famous painter, right? We all know Picasso's amazing. He died penniless. That's not us, right? We don't want to do that. We want to quit whatever job we have and stop working with crappy coworkers and do what we want to do. So you got to know your cost of doing business. Remember I was saying you got to know your numbers. How much does it cost you to stay in business for each month, for each week, for each day? Factors are your location, studio rentals, rent, mortgage. If you shoot at home, you got rent or mortgage. If you have a studio or if you have to rent studios, that's a cost you have to be aware of. And factor those into your shoots. Your shoot price should cover all these things. Hair and makeup artist. Saw somebody that said, oh, I do boudoir for $250. That's their shoot fee. And I'm going, my makeup artist wouldn't get out of bed for $250. Like, are you kidding me? If I give her $200, how much did I make? 50? Like, that's, and you know, and then they're doing digital. I'm going to do, so this is real. $250 for a boudoir shoot with 100 images touched up digitally. Yeah, I'm seeing eyeballs like going, whoa. Yeah, you're not making money. You're losing money. And I broke the numbers down for her. And this is someone I'm now mentoring. And I broke the numbers down for her. And I said, you actually owe yourself $172 by the time you're done with all of this. It's insane. And she's got 7 kids. How the heck are you going to support 7 kids? You keep owing yourself money. Can't do it. But you got to know how much your drinks and snacks are going to cost. You want to have water. You want to have a little something. And don't do cheese platters. Don't do it. It's dairy and it causes bloating. If you're a boudoir photographer, that's probably not the best idea. Alcohol, no. No alcohol on set. That's a liability for you. Because you don't know how much they drank before. You don't know how much they're going to drink there. That causes a problem. Plus it causes droopy eyes, right? Ooh, that's not pretty. Droopy eyes, you're like, ugh. If you're doing boudoir photography, you're there to make a woman feel absolutely amazing. Better than she normally feels, right? Because she's looking great. You got to know how much is it going to cost you to get products. Now, Zeno has great products, amazing products, at very low prices. Don't know how they do it? Not going to ask. Who wants to know how the sausage is made, right? You just want to eat it. How much are your employees going to cost? Yesterday, we talked about having people outsourcing your touching up, outsourcing customer service. So you got to know what's the cost on that, and you have to be able to cover it. And that goes to your payroll, because I'm repetitive. Our favorite, right? Taxes. Now, I love paying taxes. Honestly, I do. I'm one of those weird people. She's like, no, you don't. No, I looking at you. You don't like to pay taxes. I love it. I love it. I don't like where my money goes sometimes, but I love paying it. You know why? Because that means I have it. The more I have to pay in taxes, which is really odd, the more money I make, the less taxes I have to pay. How does that work? I don't know, but it's whatever. That's it. You got to cover all of that right here. Every bit of this has to be covered in your initial. You want to cover it, hopefully, in your shoot fee. My shoot fee is $1,500. That's what it costs me to start, to do anything. It's $1,500. They pay that up front, and then they come in and do the shoot. And I don't have it on here because I'm an idiot. But I did my pricing yesterday, and like my lowest package is $6,550. My highest package is $17,550. That $17,000 package really kills them. They say, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So now they want the $6,550, right? And I have a $7,500 and an $8,500. They definitely want that $65 because it's not $17,000. So that's where you kind of work your pricing in there. You got to have that package that's just huge. It's going to just stunt it. Now, I do sell that package like twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. I hate that package. The $17,000 package, hate it because it requires so much work. We have to get a location and all this stuff. It's a supermodel package, basically, and it sucks. I hate it. Hate doing it. But for 17 grand, I could make myself very uncomfortable. So your pricing, how much does it take to make $100,000? Now, this is the part where many people go, oh, that's it? It's very simple. $1,000, 10 times a month, over 10 months. So we're gonna factor everything over 10 months. It's easy math. Plus, I almost always take 2 months off every year. I'm not going to work because I'm going to plan for next year. I'm going to hang out. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. So I'm factoring everything on 10 months. It's $100,000. Is my math wrong? Is my math right? Okay. Whew. So you can do 10 shoots a month. That's not that hard to get. It's complicated. It's difficult. It's challenging, but it's not impossible. Now you charge $2,500 times 4 a month. My math is off on that one. No, my math isn't off on that. Yeah. That's $10,000, right? Am I right? Yeah. Any math teachers in the audience? So yeah, that's $100,000. Again, 4 shoots a month. How hard is that? Right. I see people getting 4 shoots a month like that. That's easy. $5,000. 2 a month. Now, this doesn't have to come just from the shoot, right? You got products. You're selling products, right? Everybody who's selling products, who has prints and stuff, okay. Okay, so that's where you get that, you get closer to that. The more you have to offer, the more opportunity for revenues you have to do. Now, I said my base price is $65.50, right? My average sale is about $7,000 to $7,200. Because they come in, they expect to get the package. I think the first package is 25 pictures. Yeah, so 25 pictures. I'm sorry, I don't even know because I don't deal with that. What did I say? Let other people handle other things that you don't want to do. So I don't even know the prices and what comes in the pack. I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I just show up and shoot. I'm that guy. I'm like, okay, get my camera, click, click, click. All right, I can spend, go home. But yes, you want to do that. You want to make sure that you're selling prints because that's going to increase your profit margin. So like I said, the 6,500 package, people come in and they'll spend $7,000, $7,200, or upgrade to the $7,500 package because they want more images. And how I do that is the secret. That I'll share with you. We actually show people the images right after their shoot. Once we're done, they get dressed, they come over, and we sit down at the computer, and I let them pick the images that they cannot live without immediately. They're emotional. And as I was saying yesterday, purchasing, buying, it's all emotional. You've never bought anything that didn't have an emotional component to it. It just doesn't happen. Why do you buy the car that you buy? Of course, money's a factor, right? I can afford this car. But even in that, you're going to buy the car that makes you feel good. You think you feel good, you look good in it, it feels good, that's what you're buying. It's an emotional response. So that's the key right there. One of the keys is right there is to allow them to look at the images right then and there. It excites them, they're excited, they're amped up, that credit card comes out, boom. The most important component to everything you're gonna do is marketing. Social media is amazing. You guys have it so easy now, and there's never been a better time to get in the game. You have so many resources to reach out to people and let people know you exist. Back in the day, it was just I'm all old now. I'm like, back in my day, we had the phone book. You were in the phone book. If you were lucky and they put you in the phone book, you were in that. But now you got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, word of mouth. And yes, guys, word of mouth is social marketing, social media. It truly is. Probably one of the most powerful social medias there are out there, word of mouth. I literally spent 5 years not advertising anything. And all my money came from the rich Orange County housewives and Beverly Hills housewives talking about me to their other rich Orange County, Beverly Hills housewives. And that's where that came from. We have one of our speakers, Casey, she's up last today. She is phenomenal with Facebook marketing. Like, bam, good. My clientele is not really on any of these other platforms. They're not on Twitter, they're not on Instagram. Who's on Instagram, right? It's kids. Who's on TikTok? Kids. Not saying you can't get things from there, but for me, that's not really where my pain. Because what do you got? TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You got a bunch of hot young women. Who are they going to pay to do pictures for them? No one. Right. They got a ton of thirsty-ass photographers out there going, oh, I'll shoot you, I'll shoot you. Yeah, okay. So that's not your demo for me. That's not my demo, right? You got to be where your clients are, though. You know, like I said, some people, yeah, sure, you can pull from all of these, and you want to be visible there because brand awareness is what you're creating on these platforms. You want people to be able to see you, recognize you. If I put up a swoosh right here, what would you all think? Nike, right? If I put up a red check mark, what would that be? Verizon. You see that hundreds of thousands of times in a month. You literally see it thousands of times. We recognize it. It's in our brains. We know it. So the moment we see it, we know what we're looking at. It's kind of the idea of being in these platforms. But Facebook is where I generate the majority of my clients. Systems and processes. Oh, her eyes are amazing. This was actually shot in a room last minute. The sun was setting, and there was a wall there. Like the sun didn't actually come into the room. It just lit up the backyard of this room. And just this was natural light, which is a very rare thing for me. And we got that shot. I don't know if you liked it or didn't like it. I don't know. I was just going to tell you the story anyway. But if you do it more than one time, you have to have a system, something that you can repeat. A lot of businesses rinse, wash, rinse, and repeat. You just do it over and over again. But if you do, You maximize your time by having a method of doing it, plus you never screw up. You never forget to do a step because you do that every single time. It's kind of like your morning routine, right? You wake up, you roll out of bed, you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, put your clothes on, whatever routine you do. You got to have a system for emails, phones, follow-up emails. For your shoots, there's got to be systems from the time that your client arrives to the time that they leave. You have steps that you take. How you do your sales, that's vital. Your retouching, product that you offer. They make things quick and easy, quick and easy, quick and easy. That's what we're trying to do, quick and easy. Now, I know everybody says it's not a standard thing when people talk about making a lot of money. What's the thing that people say? It takes a lot of hard work. No, it takes a lot of smart work. That's what's necessary. Having systems, things that cut down your time. Because imagine if you have to reinvent the wheel every time. That's not conducive to you making money. So that's what you want to do. You want to have your systems for everything that you do more than once. Plan to dominate. Never, ever try to compete. People say, competition, aren't you worried? I don't have competition. People look at me crazy when I say that too, like, everybody's got competition. No, I don't. When I moved to Las Vegas, I looked around at all the other boudoir photographers in Las Vegas. Do you know why I did that? Anybody have an idea why I might have done that? To charge more than they do. That was it. I literally looked around and I said, oh, the highest priced boudoir photographer in Las Vegas package starts at $4,500. I'm going to start mine at $6,500. Because I'm lazy, people. I'm lazy. Because people have said to me, well, that's not going to get you a lot of shoots. A lot of people aren't going to want to shoot with you. Good. I don't want to shoot with everybody. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not Ford. I'm Ferrari. That's what I'm trying to be. Aston Martin. I'm not trying to be the one that everybody gets. So, which oddly enough, creates more business. It's weird. So dominate your market. Set out to do that. Once you set out to dominate your market, you're putting yourself in position and acting in a manner that's going to actually allow you to do that. But in order to do this too, you have to be a specialist, right? Because specialists do what? Get paid more. This is a fun one. Overcoming objections. What are some of the objections we hear? Anybody, just throw them out. Okay. Wow, all of you with that same one. For me, they think they're not attractive enough. Literally, there's women that have said that, oh, I can't do that. I'm not pretty enough. I don't look like those girls. They don't look like them. It's the magic of what I do. Fear of other people's opinions. Now, if you're a portrait photographer, that's not really a concern, right? People don't care. I'm like, I'm getting my portrait taken, right? But when you're talking about, people have the misconceptions of what boudoir might be. And I'm like, it's whatever you want it to be, except it happens in a bedroom. That's it. A bedroom or a bathroom, that's where it happens. So fear of other people's opinions. But really, are you going to plop that album down on your mom and dad's, table for Thanksgiving dinner and show your uncle? No, you're not doing that. Oddly enough, spouses, significant others are the worst block to you getting what you want. Well, what will my husband think? What will my boyfriend think? My significant other, what will they think of me? That's a crazy thing to me. Like, women still think about that. And here's another thing. Here's another thing that I'm going to tell you guys. It wasn't planned, I'm going to tell you. A lot of times I hear people say that, they'll ask the question of potential clients, who are you shooting this for? Right? Is that not a common question people might ask a client? Who are you shooting for? Your husband, your boyfriend? I never ask that question because I don't give a shit. You're shooting this for you, right? You're shooting it for you. Husbands, boyfriends, they can be replaced. You are you. No matter what happens, you are still you. Replace that fool, do you. So I never ask that question. Another question I don't ask that I see a lot of, what don't you like about yourself? Never ask a woman that question, especially if you're a man doing this. Don't ever ask a woman that. You don't want them thinking about that. You don't. I don't want you thinking about, oh, my nose is too big, or I don't like the way my eyes set, or I don't like the way my body looks. No, none of that's important. I want you thinking positive and good and be excited. You can't be excited if you're thinking negative. So we don't have those conversations. Not ready. That's another one. I'm not ready. I'll do it when I. When I translates into never, people. Even in our own personal lives. When I, that's never. That's as soon as I, when this, that's never, folks. So we wanna figure out how do we get past that not ready. I love that people, oh, I need more time. What do you need time for? You don't need more time, you need more information. Because more time isn't gonna provide you with any more information to make the decision, right? Oh, another thing I mentioned yesterday, I didn't mention today, I'm gonna tell you real quick because I have a little bit of time. One of the things we have to do is when we're talking about, oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind, let's go on. The number one objection, everybody said it, it'll come back to me. Number one objection, you're expensive. Guys, that's an objection, that's not a no. You know what my answer is? Because I'm a jerk? Yes, I am. How would you like to pay for that? That's it. They didn't say no. They said, you're expensive. Yes, I am. I am very expensive. Only people who can afford me can afford me. Yeah. I'm going to make you feel bad about being broke. I'm going to do that. Maybe you need to figure out your life mission or something to figure out where you went wrong. You can't afford me. Like, wow. But no, that's the reality of it. You're expensive. You're too expensive. For who? Well, who am I too expensive for? You know, I was driving down the street one time during 2008, the recession. The guy pulled up in a brand new Bentley. He just drove it off the lot. I watched him come out of the lot with the car. And we're stopped at the stoplight. And I said, wow, some people say there's a recession. This fool looked at me, dead in my eye, and he said, for who? And I'm like, that's my attitude. For whom? So you're expensive, yes. Be expensive. You're cutting out you're cutting out everybody who can't afford you. People who can't afford you can't get you to 6 figures, can they? And then you'll spend so much time trying to convince them that you're worth it and that they need. Why? You broke. Come back when your bank account grows up. It's just kind of the way it is. The more you show, the more you sell. And that is very true, guys. For instance, vital to have product samples. I did this yesterday. I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to annoy them. Okay. Not you. Would that be worth your money? Yeah. Would that be worth money? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have product and that could circulate around, when you have product, I mean, look at all these beautiful images here. Is that something, those 3 over there, isn't that something you'd want to put on your wall? Right? That's money. How much you think you could charge for that? Like, the prints might cost you $100. I don't know exactly what they cost, but they might cost you $100, but how much can you charge for those? You know, if you would like pass that around so that others can understand. So you have that, and then you have one of our other photographers, Martin, his wedding stuff. Isn't that something that people will spend money on? Isn't that, I mean, look at that imagery. Digital images aren't going to get you to six figures, folks. It's just not going to do it. You want to sell your images? We're going to talk about that. Digital images, they're great supplements. So what I do is for every image that's in that album, if I'm doing an album for a client, they get digital copies of that image. So every image they purchase in print, they get a copy of. Why am I selling digital images for? Nobody values that. How many of you have looked at your digital image that you posted on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, or took 3 years ago? Nobody. What do you think your clients are doing? Are they looking at the pictures that they spent money shooting with you 3 years later? No, but when that shit's hanging on their wall, or it's on an album, yeah, they're looking at that. They're looking at it. Every time they feel bad about themselves, they're going to look at it to remember the experience that they had. All photos look great on computers and phones. Sure, digital photos do. But this is where the real money comes. Printed images. And I'm not saying that just because I'm sponsored by a lab that does printing. This is real. This is the absolute reality of it. You have an unlimited variation or variety of delivery methods. You can do albums, wall art, sizes are amazing. Paper quality is just varied in variety. And that's the thing, too. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys earlier. The variety, right? You want to limit your packages. You want to limit your offerings to a certain number of things. when you have too many options, you can't choose. Makes it harder to come to a decision. And when you do, you spend the rest of the time wondering, did you make the right decision? Right? We go into a restaurant, they've got a menu that's like 12 feet wide and it's got 400 different things. And you're like, oh, I don't know what I want. So we want to avoid that. So that's what I was going to say before I got derailed. But they have an unlimited variation they can be delivered in. They add value to the shoot. I charge, I think I'm charging $200. I got to check with Veronica. She's around here somewhere. But, there she is. I'm charged $200 per image, is it? Yeah. So $200 per image in those books. Each page is $200. If you want to add more pages, that's $200. You want a big wall print, that's going to be a minimum of $200, depending on how much it costs me to print the wall. I actually had one yesterday that was, we sold the print for the girl. She's got a 7-foot version of the image, and she spent $9,700 on that image. You know how much that image cost me to print? $700. Was that a markup? Did I make some money there? Yeah. Trust me, I made some money. The IRS came knocking for their cut. So that's where the value is added to that shoot. When you walk in your studio, we're going back to selling what you show. If you show it, you can sell it. Images are looked at time and time again, over and over again. It's amazing. It's NFTs you can touch. You can touch it, you can feel it. Those of you who have looked at the album, you felt the paper, you felt the weight. That has value. Increases your profits, as we've talked about. Oh, that's right it is. So this lab here, Zeno, and what they're doing, they have great prices, right? You want to keep your prices down. The more you burn, the less you earn. So you want to keep your prices down for your product and your things. 20 to 50% less than most other labs. It's a one-stop shop. I literally could buy everything. They have calendars. I was like, I'm going to print some calendars, take them with me. I didn't do it, though, because ADHD brain. But you can get a whole gang of stuff. I mean, you just look around at the stuff that they offer. It's mind-blowing. And they have an all-in-one platform. Lots of tools. Like I said, this is my first time dealing with them, right? Working with them. And these albums, that was the test for me. Because I was like, okay, let's see. I printed those. I think I submitted the order on a Friday, and I think I got them by Wednesday the following week. That's phenomenal to me. Because I tell my clients it takes 6 to 8 weeks for them to get their stuff, just in case. Just in case. But imagine how excited they are when they get it in 2, right? Blows them away. And they remember that. You remember good service, right? When you've had really so much bad service out there, yeah, you're going to remember the good stuff. You're going to be like, damn, it feels weird when you get good service nowadays because there's so much bad service. So it feels really weird. But they have a bunch of products that we can use. Now, the designer is really simple. I had to get my head around it. But it's actually very simple to do. There's a lot of options on how to design your albums, your wall art, things of that nature. The proofer, I love that. Because there's a variety of young ladies in my album, and I was able to literally send each and every one of them a link so they could approve having their photo in that album. And it was so cool because you click on it and it's like you're flipping the book. So they're looking at the actual album as it's going to be printed. So that's a great thing for your clients to be able to go, oh, you know what, now can we switch these pictures, move them around, do these things. So that's what you want to do. They have the gallery, which allows your clients to pick images. The eStore, slideshow, and the retoucher. The retoucher allows you to batch edit images. It's not as intense as like Photoshop, let's just say, but it does help. The variety, again, of options. Album sets with the USBs. If you're a boudoir photographer, that's a great thing, because guess what you do with that USB? You sell it to them. You factor that into the price. Now, you can just have that as your package. That's automatically what they get, which is cool, too. Books, prints, print sets. Take a look. Take a look. I'll be here all day. And you get high quality. Am I wrong in saying these images and these albums are really high quality? Really good? Okay. So you get to have that. Again, a lower price. So you got high quality plus lower prices gets you higher profits. Great thing, too, is customer service. They have incredible customer service. They will literally replace albums or artwork if it's not right. If something happens to it, they replace it. And they're affordable. So if you had to replace something out of pocket for whatever reason, it's not that expensive to do it. You don't take a big hit. You're going to get an additional 25% off of selected products that you'll know. There's always a sale on Zeno, just to let you know. Something's always on sale. It's kind of cool. And that's the paid. They have a pro plan if you guys want to get on that. The seats in front of you, as many of you have noticed, have a QR code, and that'll get you the show special. I don't know exactly what it is. Calvin, what's the show special? Calvin's like, I hate when you ask me questions like that.
Oh, I don't mind the questions at all. The show special with that QR code is going to get you 50% off our software. It's about Xeno Designer, Xeno Slideshow. And along with those, you also get, on the last slide that he was just showing, 25% off select products. So when you subscribe with this, which is 50% off, you get certain albums, certain wall arts, 25% off, cheaper than what it would normally be. You also get a free sample album with free shipping with that QR code as well, and we have that on display on the middle cabinet over there. And these are pre-made sample albums that will just be delivered to you that you can show off in your studios or just have on hand.
And remember, guys, what did I say about what you sell? You sell what you show. So these are great. These are great options and opportunities. This is where you can find me. Wait, come on, do your thing. Oh, there it is. That's me. You can scan that. You can find everything about me. My website, our Facebook group for Boudoir professional photographers, where we do a lot of talking about money and how to make it. And we'd love to definitely have all of you, because again, these things are universal. Doesn't matter what you shoot. It's all universal. You're able to apply these practices to any business that you're doing. It just, because it's all the same stuff, right? You sell crack cocaine the same way you sell private jets. So that's what you're doing. So thank you so much for your time, guys. I hope you enjoy the show. I'll be around here for any questions you might have about this or other photography-related topics.
Round of applause for this man right here. Does anybody have any questions that you want to dive into specifically with what he's talked about today? He's covered a lot of information, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions with that information.
Okay, my albums are the acrylic covers. The acrylic covers, yeah, I'm a very big fan of the acrylic. They have a great crystal cover, but it's beveled, and I'm like, not a fan of beveled. Reminds me of like the 90s, on the internet when everybody's beveling their images. Y'all should do something about that. I don't know. No, but I do the acrylic. It just has a nice look, and I always print on metallic paper. The reason for that is it gives it a shimmery quality and makes people think like, wow, it gives it kind of like a 3D type thing to it. Metallic, that's my favorite. Yes, yeah, the acrylic covers with the metallic paper, and like I said, that's what makes, like for boudoir, you want the skin to shimmer, right? You want that to look. You want the woman to look amazing, and that metallic paper definitely helps do that. Any other questions? Can I go to lunch? I'm going to lunch.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Who here was here yesterday? Okay, quite a few of you. For those of you who were not here, and for those of you who were, welcome back. But for those of you who are here for the first time, we highly encourage you to go check out our products over there. You'll see some of our software in action. You can reach out to anybody with the same shirt that I'm wearing to learn more about our products. We also have a lot more presenters today as well as tomorrow. We have it on display on these columns here. And feel free to stick around.
I'm glad I don't have to follow Scott today.
Well, Scott's up next.
Yeah,
and
I feel bad for Martin. Martin's got to follow Scott.
Who? You guys know Scott Robert? Oh, of course.
Yeah. He is so dynamic. He's explosive. I thought he was going to break into concert.
Yeah, it's going to keep your seats because they're going to be taken.
yeah, he does draw a crowd.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Stick around.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm like, yeah, she came to see Scott, got stuck here. It's like, ugh, why did I waste time? But thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Happy to hear that.
I hope you found that video informative and that you were able to get things out of it that you could use immediately in your business to help grow your business and make you a little bit more money. And so that's going to do it for me this week. Thank you for